On this podcast, we cover sensitive subjects such as abuse, suicide, self-harm, depression, and other difficult topics. We are not medical professionals. We suffer from our own mental health issues. Our opinions should not be taken as medical advice. Dread the Stigma is for educational purposes and awareness for mental health only.
Usually there would be this fancy little intro, but doing some rearranging, and we'll have a new intro coming soon. But I want to welcome everybody. I'm, of course, Otis B. Dreads. We have Miss Deborah, Louise, Ortiz with us. I've talked to her in the past, myself and Miss Lydia Manson, and we had a great talk. First, how have you? I mean, that was a while ago, Debbie.
Yeah.
So how have you been in a nutshell over the course of what, maybe a year or so since we talked last?
How have I been? I've been struggling, man. Life has been a challenging, to say the least.
Right there with you. I think we're all, I don't think we're all in the same boat, but we're all in the same ocean. Some people got yachts, some people got rowboats. We're not all in the same boat. Let's not get it.
I have a log right now, okay? I'm floating in a log.
This is one of them Titanic things where you're holding on to driftwood, hoping to get the. Oh, I've been there, dear. But first of all, before we get into the reason why we're here, and that's a TV series, a limited series that this is your brainchild, your baby, called The Facility. Before we get into that, though, I just lost my whole train of thought. Oh, I want to bring attention down to the bottom. If you missed the very beginning, there is a trigger warning tonight. And if you do find yourself in crisis and hopefully not triggered by us, please, as it states down there, call or text the crisis hotline at 988. I am not ashamed to say that last Tuesday I utilized that, and not ashamed to say we all need that little helping hand. I told them that they are angels for people like us, and because I didn't have this when I was growing up, that's for sure. When all my issues really started and things were getting bad, I didn't have that, and I wish that we did. But let's talk. You mentioned The Facility last time we talked, and every time I see you pop into my feed or something, that's the first thing I think of, The Facility. I wonder how that's going. I start thinking, why don't you we'll just start out with giving everybody just, a general synopsis of the Facility. How did what was the whole purpose in making a film like this? I think for some it's obvious, but there may be some reasons that aren't so obvious for people. So clue us in here, Debbie. What's The Facility?
Okay, so I guess about a year ago, it was before we spoke.
Mm-hmm.
I was facing one of the most challenging times in my life. I've lived with depression ever since I can remember. I've had a great deal of trauma in my life. I have done everything possible to get help, medication, therapy, EMDR, ketamine therapy. I've had TMS, everything that you could possibly do to feel better, I've done. But things got really uncontrollable for me, and I was at a crossroads, and I said to my husband, I need help. I need more help than I can get right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I checked myself into a facility, a mental health facility,
mm-hmm.
which is like so surreal to me right now that it got that bad for me, but I knew enough to reach out. I knew enough that I was in a really scary place. and I needed to have my battery charged. I needed to reset, whatever it is. I just needed to go somewhere.
Mhm.
And I did. And at this facility, I met these two women, Blake and Sherry.
No,
And
you know what? I hate to cut you off, but I think this might. I'm not sure if you told this on about meeting them in the facility the last time we talked, but for me, it sounded like new information, and I think, and I was like, oh wow, that's freaking awesome. But okay, go ahead. So,
no, yeah.
you
No,
met the other
I met the girls.
co-creators, I guess.
Yes, the three of us are the creators of the show. We met there, we hit it off really well. They heard that I was a writer. And we said, oh my God, it would be really great to write a show about a mental facility. And it was like, okay, let's do it. So we finished out our time there. We went our separate ways, and then we connected, once we were all out, and we began writing. And we have been writing and doing different drafts and different drafts and different drafts. We're still in the writing process, but we are very close to the finish line, and very, very happy with this pilot. I can't even begin to tell you. But here's the thing. Every story that we are addressing in the pilot and moving forward for the rest of the series are all based on real events. We're not making anything up.
Yeah.
People have offered their stories. And, yes, we're going to probably, do what we have to do to, make the stories work for the storyline. But everything's going to be true. And we're going to be reaching out to the people, which I am doing right now on social media, asking for stories. Feel free to send in your stories. Feel free to, help us. What are we not addressing here? We want to make sure we're addressing all aspects of mental illness and the families and how the families are affected, addiction, everything that comes into play, everything. And that's a big, tall order.
No, it really is. Yeah.
But I am so excited to have met these women. And unfortunately, they could not be here tonight, but we hopefully will have a chance to have them come back.
Next time they're available, I want all three of you in the same room. I want to chat it up with all of you.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. The girls
whenever
are great.
that is, yeah.
We kind of did this, which I thank you very much, even on short notice, but the girls would love to be on.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how the facility started. Just three women who have their own diagnoses and own battles with separate depression. I have depression, anxiety. One has bipolar, BPD. I'll let them speak for themselves. But this was our baby from the beginning. And yeah, that's how it got started.
I feel like I've been method acting training for this for my entire life, because at a young age, at 15, I got into my first hospital. I've seen the insides of these places. I've seen the good, the bad, and the I don't know if I want to be here, straight out of a horror movie type shit. But yeah, so I know quite a bit about the insides of those places, and I can't even say whether or not they helped me, because I wasn't in a mindset that there was even anything seriously wrong. I was saying what they wanted to hear to get the hell out, so I could go be a teenager again.
Yeah,
I just compounded things.
That's the thing, and I know that everybody's heard this a million times, and we will say it a million more. The mental health system is broken. It is 100% completely broken. When I'm looking for a therapist and I'm calling therapist after therapist after therapist, and I can't get an appointment for 3 months when I need help right now, that's a problem. When you go into a mental health facility and you're put in a 72-hour hold to, protect yourself from, and all they're doing is medicating you and then getting rid of you, They're not helping. So that's just a couple of examples, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And what I guess, how do we do this? Like, how do we have a show that addresses these issues, but in a way that is not, so dark all the time? We want it to be entertaining. We want it to be funny, because there's a lot of funny stories.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm going to tell you what, some of the funniest people I know are those that are dealing with mental health issues. I don't know what it is. A lot of the people that I know, the ones that have just really dark humor that you have to have a taste for, okay, or else you'll be offended. A lot of those people have mental health issues. So it's kind of weird. We are a funny bunch. There are some positives. BPD is horrible to live with. BPD, complex post-traumatic and major depressive disorder. BPD is very hard to live with. But guess what? Borderlines are very empathetic. Yeah. We're very loyal friends. We love deeply. We were very passionate about, and I've always told people, I care so much for my friends, because growing up, I never had a lot of friends.
But isn't that feel sometimes like, it's great that you're saying that, because I find that I'm very empathetic as well. And I thought, they say, oh, that's a blessing. Well, sometimes it feels like a curse.
It really does.
It's, there's good and bad, but it's sometimes it can be very hurtful for you to have so much empathy. And I'm not saying that empathy is a bad thing, but these are the reality. This is the reality. The reality is sometimes it feels hurtful and very like, why do I have to feel so deeply? I also believe in something that you said. I just want to, before I forget, is say that I believe a lot of creative people suffer with some mental health. I think that I used to call it the creative disease. Like depression is part of like a creative disease for me anyway. All the creatives I've come to know, and and I'm not making a broad statement. I'm not saying every creative person, but I do know many that suffer with depression.
No, absolutely. You could go back into history. Ernest Hemingway, who suffered from depression, one of the great literary, geniuses. So, it does, there is a lot of creativity, throughout mental illness. Now, I know, the facility, in the description over there, everybody right now, if you're watching on YouTube, I know you can open up another tab, get over there to Facebook, type in the facility, boom, there it is. Give it a like, give it a follow, whatever you can do.
And on Instagram, the facility series.
Yes, we're all one big family, and we're working towards one goal, and that's to bring and shed light and educate people on, what's going on. But I want to, because in the description you say, this guy goes in there, and all of a sudden he's starting to uncover how broken the mental health system is.
Yeah.
I put in the Google last night, mental health system broken. I like to go down some of this. I was kind of blown away that there was the amount of stuff that it brought up.
Oh, really?
I know. Shocker, right? It says, yes, the mental health system is widely considered broken due to severe overfunding, provider shortages, especially child psychiatrists. So we're breeding a whole new generation, okay, of just, chemically lobotomized kids with no. It's profit over people. I could go on forever, but insurance parity issues, long waiting list. Before I forget, a friend of mine said in Canada, there is a 3-year waiting list for them to get dialectical behavioral therapy. And borderline has one of the highest suicide rates of mental illness. 3 effing years to get help.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And then, of course, there's an increase of demand in mental health services that was exacerbated after 9/11, or not
And
9/11,
COVID.
COVID,
Yeah.
yeah.
COVID.
Leaving millions without adequate care despite laws meant to ensure equal coverage for physical and mental health. Key failures include a fractured system where physical and mental health are treated separately.
They are. It's
Why?
insane.
It doesn't. One affects the other, and the
That's
other
right.
affects. If your mental health is bad, you're going to feel it physically. You're going to have aches. You're going to have pains. When you have a
You'll get
chronic,
cancer. Let me
yeah,
tell you, this is not no joke. Your mental health will affect your physical health. It is a fact.
facts,
Yeah.
and they're not taking and treating it as such.
Nope.
And the physical side of it is getting all the available help. The mental health is slipping off to the side. Now here's key problems. I mean, this goes on and on. It's unbelievable.
I know.
Key problems, we can just fly through this, would be provider shortages, huge areas lack mental health professionals. And with nearly half of the U.S. population in shortage areas, notes Psychology Today. Underfunding and low reimbursements is another one. Overworked staff, rundown facilities, insurance barriers. I had a hell of a time. And this is probably about 15 or so years, maybe a little longer, but I don't think much, where my insurance would not cover for borderline. You had to come out of pocket. If therapists, and this is not to sound discouraging to anybody listening that has borderline, because borderline is a very, very, very treatable disorder. This is just rewiring your brain, psychoanalysis, CBT, DBT, and you may not even need medication. But yes, it's very treatable. But they look at us like we're menaces to the. It's unbelievable. Borderline being one of the most stigmatized. And it's dangerous for those suffering with it. Accessibility and high cost. A lot of people have to go out of pocket. If you're not even a DBT therapy, I was looking at paying like $250 for an hour.
It's crazy.
Because there was a lapse in my insurance. So go ahead.
Yeah, no. And then you wonder why the suicide rate is so high.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, I don't have words. I really do not have words. And what I feel so deep within my heart and soul is that if we can come together and just support one another on levels that, and I know there's some great organizations out there doing a lot of great work. The reason I just feel like if given the chance, something like this could even spread further is that it would be televised. It would be, showing, entertaining and educating through television on a level that people will be able to feel like they're truly not alone, that they can say, they understand me. Wow, that character understands me. It's to connect with something that is greater than yourself. Because I can't tell you, the movie that affected me the most, I remember when I was a little girl, crying all the time in my bed, crying. And I watched It's a Wonderful Life. That movie blew me away as a child because somebody was portraying a person that no longer wanted to live, right? I couldn't believe it. I was like, I know that feeling. I know what that feels like, and somebody else knows what that feels like. I love that movie. It is my all-time favorite movie. It offers hope. But what is it that brought hope to him? Community, family. Okay, wasn't the doctors and the medication and blah blah blah. Community, family. That is where the medicine is for so many, and that's that's what I just want to, I just want to get it out there and give it a whirl and see if we could get people on board to say, what can we do to raise awareness? What can we do to show people what it really is like to ask for help? And look, I'm going to say something. When you go and get help, especially if you're forced to get help, I've had to have several people, they call them Baker acted. There's different names for where somebody is going to hurt themselves and then has to go and have a 72-hour watch.
Mm-hmm.
The two experiences that two different people had were so horrific that they did their 72 hours and they left. It was so horrific that there was no way that they would ever tell anyone again that they were feeling like hurting themselves, because they would rather die than go through that again.
Wow.
That's heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
To be treated the way that they're treated, they would never ask for help again. We've got a serious problem here.
No, that is heartbreaking. Like you said, I mean, nobody here, we're out here telling people to reach out, call 988. And these people are like, I ain't talking to no fucking body no more.
They're scared. They're scared.
scared.
But 988 is great, guys. Please.
No, 988 is
great.
great.
988 is great. I just, look, there's good, bad in everything, but there's so much bad. I know how hard it is to ask for help. I know. I just did a video on Facebook and Instagram about picking up the phone and how heavy this thing is for me when I am feeling like I just can't do anything. This phone is the heaviest thing ever. I can't call anyone. I'm afraid they're gonna think I'm weak. I'm afraid they're gonna I'm bothering them. That all the stuff that we tell ourselves that stop us from asking a friend, do you have a few minutes to talk? I'm not feeling so good right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, yeah.
Hey, you're right. The only other time that I ever called 988 was the time I went in for about 4 or 5 days, and that started my sobriety trip. That started my current, regimen of medication, and I've been a lot better. I'm not perfect. It's a work in progress.
Yes, it is a work in progress.
Every day, you have to be patient with this. You're gonna have low points, and that's where a good support system comes in. Buddy Ivan Smith. Ivan, how are you? Otis is my new best friend. It isn't easy to get male support that understands. No, you're absolutely right, and it's hard to get men, I guess, period. It has to be normalized, with men. You're not weak. I said, I mentioned this, I think it might even have been to Ivan, if you're a guy and you're dealing with some mental health issues and you think it makes you weak, if you're battling your mind every day and you're waking up every day, you're one of the strongest MFers I know.
You got that right. And
you're
let me tell you
you're
something.
A strong person if you have to do that every day.
It's true. And I know you've heard this before, but it is probably the truest statement I have ever heard. It takes more courage to ask for help than to suffer in silence.
You got that right.
It takes more courage. It takes every ounce of courage you have to do that. And for everyone and anyone who has ever done that, I send you my love. My love. You guys are warriors, okay? You're warriors. And just, I do want to mention that, Otis knows this already. And I don't want to forget to say that when we get this project up and running, what do we need? I need everything. I need money. I need cast. I need crew. I need everything. We have a script. We need producers. I need it all. I will not stop. I will die trying till the day that I'm called away. I will continue this project. I won't stop. This is my passion. This is my baby, along with Blake, along with Sherry. What I do want to say is we're going to be very unique in a way that every single person that works on this show will have had a diagnosis already of some mental ailment. So those actors who have suffered with BPD, depression, anxiety, addiction, that are now in recovery, whatever mental health affliction that you've been hit with, every cast member, every crew member will be a part of this team. We want to encourage, we want to build, and we want those people that are watching the show to know that every single person on the show understands. We get it. We're here and we understand.
And is this a no experience? Like, let's say for
yes,
acting.
I look, we're ready, and it's going to take time before we're ready for casting. Okay.
Sure.
There's a lot that has to be accomplished to get this off the ground. I'm hoping that, some person that has some ability to help us in this field, in the entertainment field, sees this and is passionate about what we're talking about, that will help catapult this. But there'll be fundraisers or whatever we need to do. I hate fundraising. I hate it with a passion. But I got whatever. We'll figure it out. But there will be no experience necessary when we open up the call for actors. You don't have to be an experienced actor to audition for us.
You got a little choppy there. I don't know if everything came through. Wait, man, you look like you're back okay now.
Yeah, and you froze as well, Otis. So we were both frozen. So let me go back and say, in case it didn't come through, when we open up the casting call, you will not have to have any experience as an actor to audition for the role. Right.
Okay. Yeah, that was basically because, again, I've been talking to a lot of people, and a lot of people that are dealing with mental health issues, and I'm looking at them like, you kind of have the personality, I think, of somebody that could do what Debbie needs.
Yeah.
So I've been keeping people in mind, and I just wanted to make sure everybody knows that. Now, when it comes to let's say crew, and if there's any of my friends from my indie horror side of it that knows some directors, anybody that can work in a crew that would like to take it, maybe get involved with this, should they just reach out to you on Facebook?
Yeah, we're at the facility series at Gmail. Is the facility series at Gmail is our
there we go.
We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and I'm on TikTok. But it's under my name when I'm talking about it as well. Deborah Louise Ortiz on TikTok.
What there?
We're freezing, right? You there?
You gotta love the internet.
I know.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Frozen. I can hear you. Good? Oh, there you are.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Oh, there you are. In, out.
Can you hear me? Oh, what happened? Oh, I'm here by myself. Hello. Otis, come back. The internet. I guess it's just me now, guys. Anyway, yes. The facility series at Gmail is our Gmail address. I'm working on the website. The website will be coming up really shortly, within the next few days. Instagram, the facility series, Facebook, the facility series, and TikTok, Deborah Louise 11. Ortiz, I feel like it's my show now. We'll wait for him. But one of the things that we are truly looking to do is to find artists, singers, musicians who are writing about um, the struggles of dealing with mental health and also the triumphs, okay? Because this is not all dark and gloomy. We want to offer hope and to celebrate the stories that Otis sends a photo.
Okay.
Oh, you're back. I was on the whole time.
Well, good. Maybe it worked itself out. Maybe it was on my end. I don't know. I sent you a
Yeah, I
picture.
was on the whole time, and I was just saying that, when we're looking for creatives, we're talking about songwriters, singers, musicians, artists, painters. Um, we want to bring in like a whole team of people who are addressing these issues and be able to shine a light on the work that they're doing. And the thing is that not just, we don't want it to all sound like all doom and gloom. We want to celebrate the triumphs. There's a lot of good stories about family and getting through the dark times and triumphing. So there's so much to address, so much. And
here's an actress that
Sandra,
I know
yes.
would absolutely love to be a part of that.
Yeah, I worked with Chandra.
I did too on Hellvirus Haunted Asylum of Horror. In our community, yes. Lots of, and that's pretty cool because there's lots of little independent communities out there on Facebook now, just like or on social media platforms. But you're gonna find good and the bad there too.
That's right.
To me, I equate it to finding the right therapist.
Yes.
You have to go through these groups, and I found one, here, and I've been talking to a lot of people. They're very interactive in their little community group. They're there for anybody. If you got something going on, there's 15 people ready to talk to you. But there is a community out here, but like you said, Debbie, what's needed for, let's say, a project like this to get off, which I think is going to be so beneficial to the mental health community and chipping away at this stigma, is we all need to come together. We're all working for a common cause here, and that's to educate, to take and entertain. You can entertain and educate.
Yes. And there's something that you just said. It's not just the mental health community. It's just human beings, because we all know someone who struggles. So this is really for just the human beings and the human condition and our minds and what makes us tick. And, so much money needs to be put into more research about mental health, but this is about the human condition, what we feel, what we deal with, and it's going to be a show for everyone, for sure. Did you get stuck again? I think Otis is having trouble on his side.
There I am.
I think it's on your end.
I think it is too. I don't know if it's, we got a bunch of.
And he's gone.
There in my back.
You laughed and came back. Oh, Otis. Hey, whatever's happening, it's cool, man. It's all good. Oh gosh, it was so cool so nice to see Shonda on here, because I know Shonda posts a lot of stuff dealing with.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's really cool. Thank you, Shonda, for tuning in and for always posting your stuff. You're a beautiful, amazing human being. Thank you.
She is one of the ones that's on my check-in, my mental health check-in. I'll shoot her messages. How you doing? And that is so important. I can't
Yes.
stress that enough. I love that you've been getting on there through this holiday season, mental health check-in, you know.
Yes. Yes.
And I know it's hard for people, but when you see somebody do that, uh, don't be afraid to put in the comments that you're
Yeah.
struggling.
Yeah.
You,
Don't be.
you,
Yeah.
you
You
may
know,
find somebody that's going to sit there and talk to you and help you get out of it. So make
But
that
you, when,
first.
yeah, and when you do it, like if you see that, and then you say, "Oh my God, thank you so much for sharing." I too am struggling. Then another person sees you doing that,
Yeah.
and another person sees you doing that. You don't know who you're touching. You have no idea who you're touching.
Mhm.
So it's you know compassion for one another, kindness to one another. There's no price tag that you can put on that. And we
No.
need a whole lot more kindness in this world. So,
Oh, absolutely. Oh, well, thank you, Shonda. Yes, and we appreciate you too, for sure.
yeah,
I'm gonna be working with Shonda actually,
oh, cool.
coming up on a movie called Shiver. It's a
Awesome.
Christmas horror movie. So I'll be seeing her. I believe it's in March now.
Very
So
nice.
that should
Very
be
nice. See,
fun.
we're all community already. In the
Right?
Bible. Yeah. Yes, I
So
would. Go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say, building the community, which is why I've been stressing to my friends in my groups, hey, go like this, go like the
Thank you.
facility, go check it out, put it out there. Everyone knows. I think the stat is something like 1 in 4 people, have a mental illness.
Yes.
Uh, and so if you're standing there and with 3 of your buddies, and if they don't, it's you. Um, by process of elimination. But I guarantee you, with the numbers the way they are, the other 3 know somebody.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. There's
Everybody
just no doubt.
knows one person. Everybody, and I don't remember it being like that when I was growing up. Even when my problems really started, that was like, I don't know, man. Maybe because I think my mom was even a little embarrassed that I even had
Oh,
to go.
sure.
It was that
Oh, sure.
mindset. So that tells me that there wasn't really a whole lot of talking or anything
There
about
was
it.
no talking then. Trust me when I tell you. I
Yeah.
mean, the one good thing that came out of COVID, the one good thing that came out of COVID was this. All of a sudden, I'm seeing ads, commercials on television about mental health. I was like, thank you, God.
Mhm.
Thank you. We're finally talking about it. We're finally addressing, we have a lot more work to do, but
Yeah.
I, Otis, I can go on forever and ever, but this is how I see it. It's really quite simple, and we make everything so complicated. If we take our children from the time they're in elementary school and teach them how to address trauma, teach them how to handle stress, okay? Teach them about mental health wellness from grade school. We are going to have so, so many stable, more mentally healthy adults. It's really a shame that we don't take the time to help our children address life, because it
Mhm.
is trauma that fucked that
Oh, you're
screwed me
good.
up. It's trauma. Childhood trauma did that. And had somebody been there for me, had someone talked to me, about, it was easy to see that there was something troubling me. And then, of
Mhm.
course, starting with the drugs and alcohol, at that point, you know, I'm far gone, right? I'm getting high.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel, I don't want to hear, I don't want nothing. So, God, if I had all the money in the world, I'd probably put it into the education system and changing some laws and getting mental health into schools. That's what I would do.
Yeah. I had some pretty bad mental health days in school, to the point where even before homeroom, I'm standing at my locker and I start cutting on myself, right there. And there wasn't really anything. The guidance counselor would come and take me to the nurse and then call my mom. There wasn't really, it was like nobody knew what to do, and I'm sure I caught everyone off guard, and nobody's really expecting that. But I mean,
no, I know.
I think that if anything, I think we do need some more mental health, maybe counseling or something more in school. There's a lot of bullying. I was bullied as a kid, but Gen X, we took and just stuffed our feelings.
Yeah.
That's just how we did it, because there really wasn't anything in place then, and there really isn't a whole lot in place now.
Yeah, one of our characters in the pilot is a bully. So yeah, we get to see that. I'm telling you, these characters are great. And I just want to tell you, basically, David is a reporter who is looking to write his next big story. He has this amazing opportunity in front of him, and he has to find that story that will make an impact. And ironically, David was raised by a single schizophrenic mother. So David had seen a lot growing up. So with the help of his schizophrenic mother, she helps David admit himself into a mental health facility as he's undercover reporter, and we get to go through that journey with him as he gets to meet the patients, he gets to meet the doctors and the therapists, and who knows what David will uncover about himself.
You would think that something's coming out of David. It has to.
Yeah. But it's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, that's very. I really like the premise of that, because it's he's looking for that story, and it's almost like he ends up biting off more than he can chew.
Yeah.
He finds out, he thought this is going to be easy peasy front page story, type deal, and no, he ends up going down a rabbit hole and finding out some pretty.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Hey, don't give away the whole story. I'm just kidding.
I don't even know the whole story.
You already know it. No, look. This is not like. There's going to be some great stuff, though. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's like crazy. Literally, the ideas, we have so many. We have the Bible sorted out for the series, and thank you for this. And I will speak with Sherry and with Blake so that we can come back and have a powwow with the two girls, because you got to hear them. They're amazing.
Amazing. I got like I said, I need to get all of the minds behind this. A meeting of the minds. There you go. This is something that I think, and as you all have heard, if you've ever wanted to, do a little acting, this is entry level here. You're going to be shown things. I'm sure there's going to be probably, people who have done it a little bit, people who are new, more seasoned actors. You're going to get help. You're going to get taught, and who knows what door that could open for you. You never know.
Yeah.
I decided to jump right in, and I just got done, filming my first lead role. You never know where life can take you. And that's so within cool. 2 years of acting and no training whatsoever.
That's right.
I think it's easy for borderlines, because I know a lot of times I just want to get out of my skin and not even be me for a little bit, and acting does that. So it's therapeutic for me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Creativity is therapeutic.
Absolutely.
I write, I act, I do that it helps me. It helps me on so many levels. So creativity is therapeutic, 100%.
Absolutely. So you guys, if you have anything that you want to, anything else you want to throw in there?
Look, I want to say thank you. And
absolutely.
The last thing, I just want to say, please, If you are struggling during this holiday season, Otis is here. We are here. Just a friendly ear, just someone to say you're loved, you're beautiful. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Every single one of us is an absolute diamond in the rough, and we're all forming into ourselves, and that can present challenges. So please know you are not alone. And if you feel like you're in danger, please pick up the phone, call a friend, call 988, and call anybody, because
Mhm.
you're loved. And when you're not here, we feel it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As I tell people, I'm only a message away. You only got to take and shoot me a message, and you can just rant to me. We can get on a call. It doesn't
Yes.
matter.
Yes.
It really doesn't matter. You just have to be willing to, reach out. And I know that's hard. As you said, Debbie, that phone weighs 1,000 pounds when it's time to pick it up and ask for help. All of a
But you
sudden,
will
you
be
forget how to
so
use it.
happy. Yeah, you will be happy, because sometimes it's just saying, sometimes you just need to be heard. And that's all you need. Someone to hear you say that you're struggling, and for them to truly listen can really help on so many levels. So, people, that if someone reaches out to you that's struggling, please give them the time that they
Yeah.
deserve.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that can be pretty devastating.
Yes.
Really.
Yes.
Somebody with borderline could see that as abandonment, and abandonment can take somebody with borderline down a spiral that usually doesn't end very good unless dealt with quickly. So
Yeah.
just it
Right.
also have to be mindful of really who you're dealing with,
Yeah.
and that is and what they're dealing with, especially loved ones. I'll just say this before we sign off. Loved ones, you are, this movie is, and this series is for you too, if you're
Yes.
living with somebody, because you're going to see, a very accurate portrayal
Yes.
of, what the problems that uh, people go through with certain, disorders and whatnot. And that's where education comes in really, really big for your support system.
Yes.
Sit down and learn about the disorder that your loved one was diagnosed with.
Yes.
You can't. This isn't a one size fits all. You can't handle somebody and then be there, support somebody with borderline the same way that you would an anxiety disorder.
That's correct. No, you're
There
right.
there are different ways and methods to go about. And yes, it feels like you're walking on eggshells, but you have to set up your boundaries too when helping, people like myself or Debbie or any of you. So it's a two-way street,
Good. Great. Great.
and we're all responsible for our own actions. Yes, a lot of times we get to a point where we can't control ourselves, a state of mania, and that's where we need our loved ones to stand up tall and do the best they can. We know it's hard to
It
deal
is
with
hard.
this,
Yes.
but we're not giving up, and we don't want you guys to give up on us.
Yeah. So we just, yeah, family members, friends. For those of you who are out there supporting someone like this, God bless you all, man. Seriously. Mwah.
Yes, thank you. Hi, Jamie. Speaking from, she is up in Canada, our neighbors to the north. We were just mentioning, where I mentioned earlier, Jamie, somebody had told me that there was a 3-year waiting list to get DBT therapy. That's crazy. That was a dog, by the way. But
Whoa.
so
I was going to say, Otis, you're hungry. Ow.
I'm hangry her. But Debbie, thank you so much
No, thank
for
you.
coming on. And yes, I don't care when it is. If it's 2 days from now, we can get all three of you together. I'm good.
I will have an answer for you tomorrow, and you let us know what works for you, and we'll make it happen. I appreciate
Absolutely,
you very
because
much.
I definitely want to get the meeting of the minds going behind this, because
it'll be fun.
this is turning into a passion project for me. I want to be involved in however I can,
and you will be.
because
From the very beginning.
this is going to be something very special. I know.
Thank
I
you.
really do. So, Debbie, we're going to say goodbye, but don't go nowhere, because I'll say goodbye off air. I want to thank everyone for joining in. This will be ready to rewatch here in about 30 seconds when I hit this stream.
Share.
Yeah, that's right. Share it out. We need more people to know about this movie with this TV series. The pilot is almost pretty much all wrote, and time to put a team together, raise some funds, and let's get this ball rolling. And we can do it with the help of all you guys. Just spread the word around. This is a very important issue. This, is a little bit different than a horror movie, although it's horrific. How
it is horror. It's actual real life
it
horror.
actually kind of is a horror movie.
Welcome to but you know what? But the horror community is an amazing community.
Yeah,
the horror community is amazing. So we can take that energy that the horror community has and put it into something like this. We'll be fine.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So again, thank you, Debbie. Thank you, everyone. Share it around. It'll be ready to go here in about 3, 2, 1. Take care. Oh, hold on, I didn't.